All right, welcome back. Honorable Ahmed Aliyu Wadada, the former APC governorship aspirant, Nasarawa State, former House member, that's House of Reps member, the first chairman of House Committee on Capital Markets. And we're not talking capital market today. We're looking at the automotive policy in Nigeria, and he is also a stakeholder. He's the chairman of
Pan Nigeria Limited.
Pan Nigeria Limited. So you are you are so much integrated in what we're discussing. Let me start with this. According to some reports, I saw some reports, even was it yesterday, that the reduction of import duties from 35% to 5% may commence as early as next week. And according to the Controller General of Customs, Ahmed Ali, is it that perhaps with all those agitations from industry players such as you and the rest of you, government is not, is seemingly not listening to all of you?
Yeah, government is not really listening, but it does not matter. It does not matter, not because it will not negatively impact, but it does not matter because government is government. If government feels it will do whatever it wants to do at a given time, it is also on the other side our responsibility to make the citizens understand what exactly the situation is. So whether or not government reverses its position, we are out to make Nigerians understand the dynamics, that are on the table for them to appreciate what we are going through. It is most unfortunate, really. The Comptroller General of Customs has misled completely the government. Let me say the key reason that government, all the captains or representatives of various government agencies under the issue at stake have been advancing is that it is aimed at reducing transport cost for the citizens. You are reducing transport cost for the citizens. How? By reducing, let me say, choice vehicles. Before now, before the act, under the auto policy that is in operation, it was 35% tariff and 35% levy on vehicles. That makes it 70%. The essence of making it this high is to discourage importation so as to encourage and support local assemble plants. You are now reducing the cost to 35% on choice vehicles. 35% tariff. The levy is taken out. That means you are opening doors for importation of Maybachs, Rolls Royces, and what? Where will the importation of choice vehicles like Maybachs, Rolls Royces, and the flamboyant vehicles? The wealthy elites drive will help the common man in reducing cost of transportation. It's not going to do at all. And then another reason advanced by government is that to make cars affordable for Nigerians to be able to buy cheaper vehicles. Reduction of such tariff is not going to aid, support, make it easier for an average Nigerian to own a vehicle.
Why did you say so? Because to buy even a newly assembled car, like a Peugeot, assembled in Nigeria now, can an average Nigerian afford a newly assembled Peugeot in Nigeria?
He cannot, because the government hasn't made the environment enable enough for the local assembly plants to be able to either assemble or in fact, let me say that he cannot, as simple as that, because the environment hasn't been made enabling enough for the assemblers to assemble as cheap as an average Nigerian can afford. Neither can average Nigerian afford even the Tokumbo vehicles that come in because of the exchange rate. The exchange rate today, you hardly can have, maybe you have a fourth-hand car at 1 million, fourth hand, not even second hand, at 1 million with the exchange rate. And why must Nigeria continue to be an importer nation? Why? Why must we deliberately be coming up with policies that will continue to make us an importer nation? We must develop our real sector.
What do you think that government would have done in that regard? Because it seems they did not consult.
There was no consultation at all, like I said, and even the Minister of Trade and Investment confessed to that. There was no consultation. Meanwhile, we had written all those that matter. I have copies of letters here. We wrote to the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria on this matter. These are all the copies of the letters. The reduction of tariff protection and adverse effect on automotive manufacturing assembly in Nigeria. That is to the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. President Muhammadu Buhari. This is the one to the Senate President. And then this is the one to the Speaker of the House of Representatives. And this is the one to the Minister of Trade and Investment.
Did you get responses back?
We haven't gotten any written response from any of these quarters that we have sent the letters. But there was a meeting, which of course the Minister of Trade and Investment attested to yesterday on a program on channels, that yes, NAMA, that's National Automotive Manufacturers Association, the leadership of NAMA had met with him. I wasn't in attendance of that meeting, but they met with him, and all he said to them is that government has taken its position. He can only advise that they should go and look out for non-tariff incentive ways that government could help. I don't know what non-tariff incentive.
Okay, let me come to that when you talk about non-tariff incentive ways, and perhaps one of the ways would be to look at the NADDC funds. That's the national, so many acronyms, National Automotive
Industry Development Plan. There is that.
Yes,
and then there is National Automotive Design and Development Council.
I think it's the one I'm talking about, National Automotive Development Council fund, I think powered by BOI.
Yeah.
And when I looked at it, I saw like a 16 billion naira fund. Part of those funds is to attract OEMs, original equipment manufacturers. It's also help develop MSMEs in the area of production of parts and all of that.
Value chain.
Yes. Are you and your industry players, are you part of this relief fund? Have you tried to access some of these funds?
It has been extremely difficult. It has been extremely difficult. Though the Minister of Trade and Investment said there is huge funds there and available for accessing, and they have been supporting plants in Nigeria. I don't know if they have really been that supportive with due respect. But for him to have said so, we challenge government to publish the plants that have been supported and at what point and the various amounts that they were supported with. So, the funds are said to be there. They are hardly accessible. That is one. Secondly, non-tariff incentive could be, like I said earlier on in one of my outings on this particular issue, there should be, the policy provides for a window or pool of funds to be put out there for the citizens to access under minimal single-digit interest rate, just like Egypt has done. Egypt has set aside $1 billion to be accessed on single-digit 3%, to be precise, 3% in Egypt, for citizens to access structured salary earners, to access, that is income earners, to access such funds so as to be able to buy new vehicles. And by so doing, they are growing and developing their automobile sector. For crying out loud, Nancy, we started assembling in 1972 in Nigeria. At a point, we all got to CKD.
Yeah. And
CKD is the closest to manufacturing, because you cannot embark on CKD without developing the various value chain around automobile production. Now we don't do CKD. It is SKD. CKD is complete knockdown. SKD is semi-knocked down. The SKD is now even been about to be extinguished by this policy. And if you look at the policy, the act on automobile sector, you will just get to the conclusion that it is targeted at assemblers.
You know, when I saw that, I was like, what came to my mind first is that what happens to local assembling plants, like a PAN, like an Innocent Motors.
Yeah, Innocent is a competitor, but I have to say that Innocent is doing very well. Before now in Nigeria, when it first started, we only knew of 3 automobile plants. PAN in Kaduna, Volkswagen of Nigeria in Lagos, and then Anamco in Enugu. But now we have more than 30 assemble plants in Nigeria. And what brought about the growth is the policy in place. The Minister of Finance is saying this is all targeted at attracting investment. We just acquired PAN, and we have a credit line of $150 million to be spread within 3 years. The first tranche of our $50 million was expected, was ironically using the word was even before the time because of government omission and commission. The first tranche was expected second or third week of, between second and third week of February. Now it is not looking possible. Because and again, the Minister of Trade and Investment yesterday said they are talking to OEMs, that is original equipment manufacturers. Who are the OEMs? When Ghana is already taking lead in West Africa, Ghana is now seen, Ghana and Morocco as, do you know that before now, when PAN first started, Pujo, Nigeria was the center, the hub of all Pujo products in West Africa. Now it is no more. It is no more. No OEM will come under this regime. No OEM.
Now, Honorable, let's take a look at this.
Nissan has moved to Ghana. Volkswagen has moved to Ghana.
And Rwanda.
Toyota that the president went to invite in Korea one year to 1.5 years ago is also moving to Ghana. So what are we talking about?
So what do you want? When I mean you and your stakeholders. What do you want? That's one. The second question is, even without this policy, can you and your stakeholders bridge that gap in terms of, the Vice President says 720,000 cars are needed annually, the annual demand. Local production is about 14,000. So apparently with even the way you were going, you may not be able to produce for local demand. Then number 3 question I have to ask. You're coming up and speaking on this. I know you contested as governorship, you came out as an aspirant. APC, this is your party.
Yes.
So one would say, this is your party, you're a card-carrying member, you should be happy with the policies your party is putting forward.
No, I'm not that kind of a politician. After all, we fought for the government to be in place, and there is no way, it's only a mediocre that will fold his arms when he sees what he has fought for, derailing. You say it with all the respect. I am beyond a card-carrying member of APC. I'm a symbol because I aspired to the governorship of Nasarawa State, and I chaired the campaign council of Nasarawa State that delivered both the sitting governor and President Muhammadu Buhari. And with due humility and respect, President Muhammadu Buhari, as presidential candidate ever in Nigeria, won Nasarawa State for the first time under my stewardship. So I am part of this government. But I'm talking from the other side of the divide. I mean, why should I watch my government, the government I worked for, the government I labored for, the government I contributed in its coming in, derailing, destroying an entire significant and important sector of life? Transportation is about mobility, and vice versa. Mobility is about transportation. And if we do not understand the importance of mobility, then we are yet to know why we are living.
What do you want the government to do at this point?
Fantastic.
And there's also a policy of government that they should purchase, agencies of government should purchase locally assembled cars.
that as I had mentioned one of the ways. If government is being dogmatic on this act, then it should create a pool of funds for Nigerians to access, to be able to afford vehicles. Create the needed, all-encompassing, the needed and required environment for local assembly plants to thrive. And again, embark on national mass transit scheme. And under this national mass transit scheme, direct all within the scheme that local assembled vehicles should be patronized. All MDAs, and it is not only under this administration, from President Obasanjo's, there is a gazette that says all MDAs must patronize or should patronize locally assembled vehicles. That is not what obtains today. So if all this will be in place, it is of course going to strengthen the various capacity of the local assembly plants. And permit me to say that the Vice President, as you said, said the demand as it is today of vehicles annually is 720,000. The capacity of production by the various plants is over 15,000. But the installed capacity is over 600,000. That means the differential, if government does what it's supposed to do, the differential will even be doubled by the automobile plants.
So that means there's capacity to do more.
There is capacity
but you
to
don't
do
need
more.
The policies from
yeah.
Okay.
It is all about the policy.
Okay, I think we'll leave it at that, Honorable, and see how far this goes. It's something that generated a lot of bile among
and permit me to say, if government is opening the corridors for all kinds of vehicles to come in, why wouldn't the government open corridors for rice to come in? Rice is as expensive as it is. So government has intervened on rice. Government has intervened on sugar. Government has intervened on cement. Why wouldn't government intervene on this? But as it is, with the act in place, even if government says it is going to intervene, we will not be interested because we won't still even be able to break even, not even to make profit.
Okay, I think on that note, we leave it. Thank you, Honorable Wadada.
Thank you, Nancy.
Like they said in your house, calm down. Calm down, be calming down. Because you were a bit hot this morning, but I can understand how you feel.
That's my way of expression. You must have known that.
Yeah,
we are just conveying, don't forget, the theme of my political activities is electorate enlightenment. So we just want the citizens to understand what obtains in the automobile sector. Okay. Government is government. Where with the government, we will continue to push our ways, and anyhow, somehow, we shall still be there and move on.
Okay, that's the much you can take. Thank you all for being a part of the show. Please join us again. That's on Friday. I am Nancy Nnaji. Be the best you can be. Don't forget to wear a mask. Provide resources to fund your businesses to withstand every form of internal and external shock. You will find here awesome informative videos on business, entrepreneurship, and lifestyle just to help you make informed business and financial decisions. Punch the subscribe button and let us drive you through the world of business. Please follow all our social media platforms on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, on LinkedIn, and follow us for latest updates on our website.